This is Void coming in from LCU. Gonna get us started off with the verse of the day, coming in from John 5:24. Very truly I tell you, whoever hears my word and believes him who sent me has eternal life and will not be judged, but has crossed over from death to life. And as always, thanks to our sponsor, Townsend Pump Service. Call 806-794-3993 for all your water well service and repair needs. Remember, water is life, and go Shaps. Alrighty. Looking like we are starting off today. We do have a double header. One game at 6:30 today. This is the current game, surprisingly. And a game later today at 7:30. Looking forward to talking with y'all till 7:30. Let me pull up Twitch right quick. That way I can actually see what people are saying. Alrighty, looks like we got Nasirium and Dark Cloud. Yes, that is Dark Cloud. Already in chat. Good to see y'all. Good to see y'all. Now, looking like this first game should be a good one. The second one is going to be very interesting, I hear from a little birdie. Ironically, a chaparral. Anyways. Nasirium has a NASA badge. Looks like he got that from the just recently launched and soon to come home Artemis 2 mission. Really incredible stuff right there. So. Looking like we are waiting on people. Don't know exactly what we're waiting on. I'm not even going to try and say that name in the spectating. I'll call him Keo. Anyways, like I was saying earlier, Nasirium has the NASA badge, and they are just soon to conclude the Artemis 2 mission. The Artemis 2 mission is actually just a flyby of the moon, intentionally, just as a test of the Orion spacecraft. And these tests are very necessary because without practice, how does anybody get good? Immediate face-off there. Snap looks like he tried to hit it. Snow sending it out right on in. Oh, but gonna get it stolen. Shadow and Snap staying on top of things. Looked like that was a demo of Snap, actually. Which worked out because he immediately popped back up near our goal, so... Snow saving it. Snap trying to pass it off to Shadow, but gets it stolen from him. Keo hits a score. Looking like that was stolen from Shadow. And actually came in from the corner over there from Keo. Snow does a fake out. Shadow gets demoed. lines up another demo on Shadow. Looking like we have a couple grudges there. Snow is going to steal it back from them, sending it straight to their side. Looked like Shadow was getting ready to say no thank you, but instead he sent it into their goal. Love to see it. Another fake out by Snow. Snap getting up off the wall there. Ultron sending it into the goal. Yes, I know that is not what their name is, but love that movie. Ultron is still my favorite. Shadow decided not to go for a fake out. Snow's gonna try to chase it down, but looks like Ultron's gonna snap it back in. Let's see what happened there. Looks like Snow barely missed it. Snap barely missed it. Snap and Shadow start the fake off. Ultron trying to do a repeat, but looking like Shadow's gonna say no thank you. Snap steals it back, gets demoed for it, unfortunately. Ooh, that was a good save. Shadow's gonna send it right back across the line. And again, Shadow says no thank you, and just in the nick of time, too. Snap's gonna send it. Come on, Snow. Saved by Snow and Snap. Wova. That's the first time I've seen this name this game. Snap is sending it back. There it goes. Shadow's gonna fight over it over there on the enemy side. We got a demo on Ultron. Love to see it. Shadow almost, but gets saved by Kyo, unfortunately. Snap and Shadow are duking it out right there. Snap sending it across. Snow lining it up for him. Snap hands it off. Snow lines it up. Kyo tried to block it. Thankfully, they did not get there in time. That is an interesting emote in the serial. Got a demo on Ultron. Snap steals it away from them, trying to go for our goal. Kyo tried to line it up, but Shadow stole it back. Looking like coming down to the 1 minute, currently 2-3. Ultron gets it stolen from him, and Snow scores to even it up. That's what we like to see in the last minute. Shadow passes it off. Snow fires it on in. Looking like Kyo tried to save it, but did not manage. Good old fake out leading to a demo of Shadow. That's alright. all the way on their side. Snap is trying to chase it down. Shadow got... Actually, it was Ultron who got demoed that time. Which Snap just saved it from the goal right there. From Ultron, interestingly. Shadow bounces it into their range. Snap steals it back. Looking like Shadow's gonna steal it back. Wolva's gonna try. Gets it stolen by Snap. Touch the ground. We are into overtime now. Ooh, that was really close. Saved by Snow, though. Shadow's knocking it into the air where Ultron is going to try and catch it. Looking like Shadow's going to try and fight for it. It's knocked to their side immediately where Snap gets demoed. We got another demo on Snap and Snow. Looking like Ultron lined it up. Yep, tries to get it saved by Shadow. Knocked it out of his hands. Snap tried to save it. Looking like we changed some of our little description tags for us. Immediate kickoff to our side where Snap steals it back. But Ultron is going to try and take it. Immediately gets knocked out of his hands. And again, a name that barely pops up at all. Wova actually lines it up. I don't know why in my head Wova is special. Snow firing it straight up, not going for his usual fake out. Snap and Snow babying that goal. Love to see it. Shadow knocks it out. Snow sends it across the line. Gets it stolen by Wova, though. Doesn't look like Ultron could line that up. Snow and Snap staying on top of things. I just realized how many of our players' names start with an S. Looks like Wova got demoed. Snap holding the line with Snow. Snap and Shadow just playing with this ball nowadays. For second goal by Wova. Looking like they're just gonna prove me wrong this entire time. No fake out by Snow. Gets handed off. Wova trying to hold on to it, but Shadow steals it back. It's sent across the line. Kiyo is over here trying to fight Shadow for the ball. Wolver just barely saves it. Snow is staying on top of it though, keeping it right around that goal. Got a demo on Ultron. Looks like Wolver lined it up just barely. That almost looked like it wasn't going to go in the goal. Snap steals it from Ultron. Is going to try and stay with it, but it looks like they're retreating off to the goal. Ultron staying underneath this ball here, or gets stolen back by Snow. So close, Snow. That would have been a great shot across the court. Snow sending it back. It's in this corner over here. Another shot by Ultron. Shadow immediately fires off, getting it to their side where it's stolen back by Keo. Snow guarding that goal. Shadow's there to meet it. Ultron tries to steal it, but Shadow's right there. Ultron was there to steal it back from Snow. Gets sent back across by Shadow, looks like. Nope, got intercepted. Snow sends it across. There we go. One minute remaining. Shadow just saves it. Snap will send it across where it gets contested, but ultimately it stays on their side. Wolver's staying on top of it. Snow tries to steal it back. Looks like he managed to just barely knock it. There we go, Shadow. Runs along the ceiling in celebration. Love to see it. Like the first time it was a fake out by Shadow. Keo sends it. Snap just barely missed saving that one. Sent right across over to Shadow where it's getting fought over in this corner here. While I do love Snoop Dogg, this is not the way I wanted to hear some Snoop Dogg today. No fake out. Snap sends it across. Snow intercepts it away from our goal. And sends it almost all the way across where Shadow got demoed. Almost a goal by Snow there. Snap saves it. Look out, fast-paced. Back and forth there in the center there. Shadow and Snap are fighting for it in the corner. Ultron tries to send it across. Kyo, interestingly, intercepted it. Snap getting it away from the goal where it was interrupted by Ultron, sorry. Snap almost sends it out. Kyo's trying to line up, but Snap's right there. Snaps it out of their hand. Snap holding on to it. Shadow dribbling it. Almost sends it in. First goal. Drove in by Wova at 3:10. That's actually pretty late. Fake out leads to Snap, fighting over it and sending it across. Kyo tries to steal it back. Will someone interrupt? Looking like Snap will. Stole it back from Ultron there. Kyo again tries to line up. Gets it stolen by Snap. Who then fights off Ultron. Shadow holding the goal. Get a full 3-point turn from Shadow. Don't see many of those. And sent all the way across the map by Snap. There we go. I love me some Imperial March. Even better when it's driven by Snap. No fake out. Snow fights it. Gets sent to our side. The Shadow interrupts the momentum and sends it right to their side. Gets backed up by Snow. Snap over here, dribbling it along. Almost gets it handed to Snow, but instead Shadow takes a shot. Looking like Snap and Snow got demoed almost simultaneously. Kyo does enjoy holding on to the ball. Shadow are going to keep it away from the goal. Wova's going to try to contest them, but gets it stolen by Snow. crazy air on that time. Snap is going to hold on to it where Snow takes the hand. Looking like a free-for-all over here in the goal section. Just barely keeping it off the ground. That's okay, we go to overtime. Look like Snow's gonna immediately try and fight for it. Hand it off to Shadow, who gets it stolen by Ultron. Snow interrupts, handing it to Snap. Snow nudges it away from the goal, working out. Ultron's gonna try and dribble it all the way. But not if Snow has anything to say about it. Snow steals it back and hands it to Snap. Takes no time at all for everybody to dogpile on him, though. Snow's going to drive it back across the line where Yui's going to try and answer him. Non-normative names are non-normal in my head. I do not know why. Gonna get fought over where Snow takes the lead and knocks it out of their hands. Theo tries, but Snap steals it back. Snap tries to line it up, but Theo interrupts. Twice, looked like. Snow's gonna chase it down. Ultron interrupts. Snap is gonna take it out of the airball mode, sending it across the other side. Shadow tries to intercept Volva here. Hands it off to Snow. Ultron tries his hand. Hands it off to Yeo. And Volva sends it in right over Snow's head. Alrighty, and this is a doubleheader today. This was the 6:30 game, ending up at 7. 7:30 will be the second game. We will see you then.